Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to the next week of virtual learning. I really hope that you guys are enjoying your time watching your dystopian videos and movies. I've gotten some really interesting movie posters. Some of these movies that you guys are bringing to my attention, I've never even heard of before, which is pretty awesome. So, moving along with what we are doing for this week. So, you all got to pick what movie you watched last week, but this week we're going to focus on one text. We're going to be reading it and we're going to be watching it. And that text is Ray Bradbury's The Veldt. So, with the week of the PowerPoint, everybody did a little bit of research about Ray Bradbury and who he was. He was a very important figure in the science fiction and dystopian literature genre. So, what you're going to see this week, this is nobody's particular class. This is just my sandbox, but I do want to talk to you about what your two assignments will be this week. So, when you log into your class, you're going to go under assignments. And what you're going to see is a couple different things. It might be set up a little bit different than mine, but you're going to see the discussion question number 5. You're going to see a lesson number 5 as well as lesson number 6. The first thing I want you to look at when you go into this, again, it's going to be 3 different things you're submitting, but one is just the discussion question. So for this week, we're focusing on technology. Obviously, it's a big part of dystopian novels, and we're going to be focusing on the smart home. Think about what we have now in our own everyday lives that we consider smart. So we have things like Alexa that controls the lights in our homes and the security locks. We have things that we can turn on remotely, our sprinklers, or open the windows, or control the AC. These are things that we have, but this story that was written by Ray Bradbury was written long before we actually had these things, and he kind of predicted that we would. So consider a smart house. What you're going to do for your discussion question, I put a little image here so it can kind of give you some ideas. So, what would your house, if you wanted to create your own smart home, what would your house include? List at least 3 different things. They could be things that we actually have in our reality, or they could be things that are totally science fiction, but maybe down the road we could have them. So, list 3 things that you would have in your own smart home. What would you want these elements for? Why do you want them? And then how would they add to your everyday life? So let's say you wanted a way to move around your house faster. Maybe you have a 2-storied house and you don't want to take those stairs all the way up. So you have a tube that sucks you up to the 2nd floor of your house. Would you want something like that? Would you want something that makes your breakfast for you in the morning before you even wake up? Would you want a better security system? Think about all sorts of things. Why would you want to add that to your smart home? And then the last part of this is you're going to invent a crazy malfunction that would happen within your smart home. So your home is going fine, everything works perfect, but then something happens that malfunctions. I want you to write a paragraph telling me about the malfunction in your house. Sorry, guys, my dog wants to go outside. So that is for your discussion question this week. The next thing that you're going to do under assignments is you're going to look at remote learning lesson number 5. That's the one that says the Veldt reading and questions. That is the text that we are reading this week. I will be providing you the PDF format for that. So this one, you are not downloading a document. All you're going to do is all the questions that I'm providing to you, you're just going to type them up on a Word document, or you can type them in the text box for this week's assignment. So again, the directions, please complete all questions based on the story on your own document, which will then be uploaded to the assignment section under lesson 5. Today, you're going to be reading The Veldt by Ray Bradbury. It is a short story, so don't worry about a book, but there are a couple of things that you need to be aware of before you start reading. So number 2, these are your pre-reading questions. What might happen if rooms in homes could change into environments sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of human occupants? That means, let's say you have a room in your house that the walls are totally screened. It's just a bunch of screens. And whatever you're thinking in your mind projects on those screens. So let's say, we're all stuck inside, right? Let's say you want to imagine you're at the beach. You walk into this room, think about the beach, and that's what pops up on the walls. Would you want a house like that? Think about it. Number 2 is asking, what is your perspective of the viewpoint held by some parents that nothing is too good for our children? Is that you? Is that a friend? Is that someone that you know, that your parents or someone that you know, or your family, or you've heard about parents that give their children whatever they want? Do you think that nothing is too good for kids? Should kids be too spoiled? Or should we kind of restrict how much we give children? Is it bad to give children too much? And then finally, I do want you, again, before we read the story, I want you to define an African Veldt. I want you to tell me what that is, because obviously that's the title of the story. I want you to know what it is before you start reading, and also what types of animals would you find on an African Veldt. All right, so this section right here, you're going to do before you start reading. And then you're going to read the text. I set this up a couple of different ways. This right here is the PDF. You just go ahead and click on this link to get the PDF for this story. Now, some kids just like to read straight through. That's totally fine. Others do like audio. I have embedded in this assignment as well the audio that's read by Stephen Colbert. You can find it on YouTube, but I also embedded it right here. It's broken up into 3 different sections. I have also on each section given you the page number so you can follow along. So the first one's about 9 minutes. It's the same with all 3 of them, but I have given you where the videos start and stop if you are following along with the text. So that is up to you. You don't have to listen to the audio, but you are required to read the text and have it if you are listening to the audio as well. So after you read, you're going to come down here to the bottom. And again, this is going to go along with the same page as your pre-reading questions. You're going to have different questions per different parts of the story. So I want you to read through these. Again, if you have questions, you are going to ask me. But all of these, you don't have to retype these questions out, but you are answering them on a separate document that you will upload to this assignment, or you can type it in the text box. But all of these are based on the story. And then after reading, you also have some after reading questions. We're going to be looking at things like suspense and foreshadowing. We went over foreshadowing a lot in my class, especially with Of Mice and Men. Again, if you don't remember what foreshadowing means, I definitely recommend that you take some time to look that back up, because foreshadowing is one of the major techniques of the story. I want you to look up 2 terms on the internet and define each below. So you're going to look up suspense and foreshadowing. Look them up, define them, and then write them for your number 1 right here. And then number 2, give at least 2 examples from each in the story. So as an example, you're going to define the word suspense, and you're going to give me 2 examples of suspense from the story, The Veldt. You're going to do the same thing with foreshadowing, define foreshadowing, and then give me 2 examples of foreshadowing from the story. All right, so that's how you're going to do number 1 and number 2 as your pre-reading questions. And again, submit to learning lesson number 5. So that's what you do for the first part. You are reading the text, you are listening to the text, and answering the questions based on the text. Now, for assignment number 6, that is remote learning lesson number 6. I set it up the same way, where you don't have to do any kind of separate document. You're going to go ahead and click where it says the Veldt continued assignment. We're going to go ahead and open that up. And this is what you got to do. So this is, you have to do remote learning lesson 5 before you can do 6. And again, you can type the answers, your responses, on a separate document and just upload it into the assignment. So you're going to complete all the questions based on the videos on your own document, which will be uploaded to the assignment section under lesson 6. You've already read the Veldt at this point, and I told you, here's your movie. This is the Veldt movie, and it's not going to be a full-length feature. It lasts about 25 minutes, I would say. So after you've read the story, you're going to watch the movie. You can go ahead and click right here, or you can look it up on YouTube. But it comes from Ray Bradbury Theater. It's a little cheesy, but I think it's rather enjoyable. And what you're going to do is, for this, the first thing you're going to write is a 5-sentence movie review. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did it compare to the book well? What about the characters? Was there any big changes? So whatever you want to put down, it is your personal movie review. Please, please don't give me short baby sentences like I don't like it. You know that I'm picky about that kind of stuff. Give me 5 good sentences based on your movie review about the Ray Bradbury, The Veldt film. So then after you write your movie review, I have 2 more videos that you're going to watch. Some people have brought this up. Some people have seen this. It was a Disney Channel original film called Smart House. And it kind of resonates like the Veldt did, except it might be a little bit more positive. So you're going to watch the clips that I put together from Smart House. And you'll see some similarities and differences, as well as a movie review based on Smart House. So you watch these two videos. You don't have to do anything specifically with them, but then after you watch them, you're going to complete questions 2. So answer and complete sentences, at least 3 sentences per answer. You're going to answer, what similarities did you see between the Veldt and Smart House? Again, you don't have to watch the full movie of Smart House, but you're going to watch those clips above. You're going to ask or answer what the similarities are, what the differences are, and then your personal opinion. If you had to choose between one of these 2 stories, which one would you want to be in and why? All right. So all of those questions, these right here, as well as your 5-sentence movie review, are going to be for your assignment number 6. All right. And then you just go ahead and upload it to the assignment section for number 6. If you have questions, I highly recommend that you reach out to me as soon as possible to make sure that you understand what you are doing this week. If you are stuck, you know that I try to answer as quickly as possible, and I'll do some more videos, and I will definitely post some announcements based on these activities. I truly hope that you guys are enjoying what you're getting. I'm getting some awesome stuff from you. I'm so proud of every single one of you guys. I want you to keep it up.